Hey friends, welcome to today's video. I am super excited and pumped for today's video. Maybe it is the caffeine that I had. We're not quite sure, but I'm excited because I have a bunch of hot new makeup sitting here in front of me. I've got the Patrick Ta palette, I've got the Natasha Denona palette, I've got the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse powder, I just got it all. And we're gonna do a full face and have some fun, drop some tips, talk some makeup, and yeah, just learn about some new makeup from Sephora. I do want to thank Sephora for teaming up with me for this video. Sephora is one of my favorite places to shop for makeup, as you guys know, as I'm sure it is yours. So everything I'm using, you can find from Sephora. Everything will be linked in the description box below. Yeah, I'm also going to link to the Beauty Insider program at Sephora. I'm sure I don't need to tell you guys this, but Beauty Insider program is a free program at Sephora. There's no cost to join, and you get all types of perks and benefits just when you shop in store or online. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Let's go. Okay, so actually before foundation, I'm gonna test and try. Well, I'm not gonna test. Actually, we are gonna test. I'm gonna come back and let you know how this performed today. This is the Secure the Sweat Dry Till Dawn Primer from One Size, and I'm excited to try this. I actually have a workout this afternoon. I don't usually work out in the afternoons. I always work out in the mornings, but Paul has been out of town and he is the one that usually drives the girls to school, and then I go work out in the morning, but I had that task this morning, so I'm going to work out and I'm not going to remove all my makeup. I know some people probably cringe when you hear that, but you know, if I've got makeup on, I'm going to work out with it. I'll probably remove my eye makeup, but not my face. Okay, so I really rubbed it between my fingers. This has a nice kind of, it feels a little bit thicker than normal primers. It has a little bit of a tacky feel to it, which can usually be a sign that it's going to really grip makeup. And I'm just going to really put it right here in the center of the face and then also on my forehead. I'm not going to put it underneath my eyes, because the skin underneath my eyes, as most, it tends to be a little thinner. It also shows signs of texture more so than other areas on the face. So I really want to keep that area hydrated. I don't want to put any products on there that might like control shine. Okay, let's go ahead and go in with foundation. I'm going to be using the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm. This is a favorite of mine. I'm the shade 4 in this. And what I love about this product is it's really great for those of you that have like oily skin, or you really like a smooth matte finish, because it's great at mattifying the skin, controlling oil throughout the day, and it's really great at blurring the skin. And I'm just going to start in the center of my face and blend this down. Actually, the shade looks a little dark for me today. This is an Allure Best in Beauty winner, by the way. So love, love, love this one. And I'm really just going to take my brush and really spread this product on the skin. You know what, I'm looking at the shade and it's actually a little too dark for me right now, but we're gonna make it work. But for those of you that usually match my skin tone shades, I would probably go down to a 3 in this. What I like about this product is, I already mentioned that it controls sebum and oil production throughout the day, like excessive oil production. So the ingredient that helps control excess oil production throughout the day is Upsolite. They have Upsolite technology in this product, but they also have hyaluronic acid in this, which can help retain and attract moisture to the skin. So even though it's going to control oil, they say it's also hydrating to the skin. I just say that, you know, if you have really dry skin, and this is a very general statement, obviously not everybody that has dry skin wants a glowy finish, but I find from my experience in sharing products that are very mattifying, people that have drier skin typically like something with more of a satin or a dewy finish. Okay, so I'm just going to really spread this out. If you notice, I'm using like spreading motions on the skin versus pressing. So this is going to give me a more natural and lighter coverage. This product does spread really well though. Like, it's not one of those products that's going to dry down quickly and not give you time to spread or blend it out. Oh, so nice. It looks very natural. It looks very, very skin-like. I am going to go over it with a mattifying powder, so we're going to get a little bit more of a kind of matte finish. All right, here we go. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna go and add a little more coverage. I got asked the other day on Instagram if I apply my concealer or my foundation first. I thought that was a great question. I personally like to apply foundation first because it allows me to get as much coverage as I can from the foundation and then go back and conceal where I need to with concealer. If we go in with concealer first and we're just looking at a bare face and we're looking at everything we want to cover, we can tend to be a little heavy-handed with the concealer. Concealer is going to be a more full coverage product. It's gonna have a lot more pigment, and it's just going to be heavier because it's meant to be a heavy duty concealing product versus foundation. So I personally like foundation for that reason, because you end up using less concealer and just the right amount, what you need. Okay, hot new product. This is the Tower 28 Serum Concealer. I have purchased a ton of new concealers over the last 6 weeks. There's been so many new releases, and I actually have 2 more coming to me from Sephora. But this one, okay, so I've got some notes here, you guys. So this is a new product. It already has 371 reviews on Sephora as of when I filmed this video, and they average out to like a 5-star rating. Everybody loves this concealer. It is a serum concealer, which means it's gonna have that really beautiful like serum texture. It's a medium to buildable coverage. Well, I love when I see the word buildable in foundations and concealers because it basically means that you can get good coverage if you want it, but it's going to look very natural. The finish on this is very natural, so it's not going to stay like radiant underneath the eye, but it's also not going to dry down to a matte finish. Under eye area can be tricky, you know. Want it to dry down so that it doesn't slide and move and migrate into texture, because we have that underneath the eyes. But we also don't want it to be too matte, because when something's very matte, it can tend to magnify texture. It also is a very hydrating concealer, and it is fragrance free. Okay, so let's go ahead and blend this into the skin. By the way, I am the shade 31 in this, and I find it to be a really perfect shade. I was very proud of myself when this arrived in the mail, and I put it on and it worked. Another concealer I've been loving this month, I talked about this in my favorites video, is the Makeup by Mario concealer. That one's really nice too. It is a bit more coverage, I feel like, off the bat, but it's really beautiful. Oh, this just looks so nice. Look at how easy that was to blend. That's another reason I love serum concealers, is because they just blend out so beautifully, so easy. Next, we're going in with the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse Mattifying Setting Powder. It comes in 4 shades. There are 4 translucent shades. I got the shade Translucent Light. So this is described as being a weightless, loose powder. It's supposed to set makeup and control shine for up to 16 hours. So I've been using this for about a week. I wanted to do the light shade. I probably could have done the medium too, because they're translucent, so there's a lot of flexibility in the shades, but I wanted something a little light just to kind of slightly brighten. And I'm gonna take a small powder brush, and we're just going to kind of lightly set the center of the face. Now, if you want the most blurring benefits from powders, and obviously this is a blurring powder, so you're going to get that. But even if you're using just a regular translucent powder that doesn't have any claims to blurring, the best way that you can get a smoother finish is to take your brush and press it into the skin to set your makeup. That's also going to help reduce like the risk of your foundation moving and spreading. Because what you want to do here is set the makeup, but you don't really want to move or disrupt the makeup. You've already applied it and blended it out exactly how you want it. So just take your brush and just press. And I am going underneath the eyes with this powder. It's very, very weightless. So it's not going to, magnify texture or make that area look really dry. I've been using this for about a week. So I've used it 5-6 times, and I've tested it with different concealers, and it looks beautiful with every concealer. Okay, next up, we're gonna add some definition to the face and kind of do a little bronzing contour. And I was digging around in my beauty room, or my little stash where I have all my products, and I found the Nessamyrix, what is this specifically called? It's like their contour cream. I'll have it listed down below. I purchased this maybe last year, and I remember loving it when I got it and I was using it. But then as I do, I buy a bunch of new products, I test a bunch of new things, and I quickly move on to something else. And so when I saw this, I was like, ooh, I'm excited to play with this. I'm gonna go in with a larger powder brush, and I'm just gonna lightly tap it into the product. I'm not picking up a lot of pressure because I don't want to grab a whole lot of this product. And I'm using a larger brush because I want it to be a little softer application. I don't want it to be too contoured. And we're just going to kind of press the brush onto the skin. This shade is really nice. It's kind of a good blend between warm and cool. Doesn't lean very, very cool, but it's also not real orangey or super warm. It's a really great shade that you can use as a bronzer, but also get some structure to the face and a little definition. All right, I'm just gonna take a little bit and kind of run it right here, this part of my hairline, real soft, kind of sweep it. Perfect, okay, lovely, just a little bit of warmth. Again, because that foundation we applied was darker, a little darker, I don't wanna overdo it with the bronzer. Okay, for blush, I'm gonna go back to an oldie, I say oldie, well, this is not an oldie at all, but you guys remember the times when I couldn't stop talking about this blush from Westman Atelier. This is the shade Petal. It is their cream blush, and I stand by the statement that this is one of the best cream blushes on the market. And I like to take my brush to the product. Doing this is going to give you a little bit more control over how much product you apply. And I'm going to smile. I got this big old apple, this big old cheek right here, and we're going to apply it right there, and then kind of take my brush strokes down, but then slightly move the brush up. So I'm getting that lifting effect. But for me, I love just applying it on the apples on my cheek. I know that there's this big debate on where you should apply your blush. Like, should it be higher? And is that the trend? And you know, is that lifting the face? Is this bringing it down? But I have always stood by the statement of like, do what makes you happy. Do what you love. Do what makes you feel good. And for me, I love to see a lot of color right here on my cheeks. Like when I'm looking in the mirror, I want to see that color, you know? But it's interesting, whenever I have my makeup done by other artists, they typically take it a little further back. So right here on the cheek, I'm just going to press so I get a little bit more color. And then I'm going to sweep down and lift up. Oh, it's been a while since I used this blush, and I just remember why I love it so much. It's so beautiful. It's just a beautiful color, and the formula is really nice. It's got the perfect amount of pigment. Not too sheer, but not too heavy. Very easy to work with and blend out. Westman Atelier makes just some really standout products, like the epitome of just luxury. I love, love, love. So we're going to be playing with the Patrick Ta palette. As you can see, it's all matte, it's all neutral and nudes. I am going to prep my eye. I'm using the Armani eye tint, and this is the shade 18M. It's just a really nice kind of nude skin tone color. I'm going to apply a little sheer layer on my lid, and then I'm just going to blend this out with my finger. This is a really nice liquid eyeshadow formula, really thin and lightweight. The shimmers are beautiful, even on like textured eyelids or drier eyelids. The shimmer is really soft, and it's more of like a pearlescent versus a shimmery, glittery effect. Okay, so this is just going to give the shadow something to adhere to, so the color's a little bit more intense. I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's not the lightest, but it's the next to lightest. I've been playing with this palette for maybe, I actually bought it the day that it launched. Was that a week ago or 2 weeks ago? I think it was August 30th. I remember because I set a reminder on my phone to get this. And I actually ordered it. And then I went in store that same day, and I saw it in store, so I ordered, so I got 2 of them. So I'm going to gift one to a friend. And I'm just going to sweep this all over the eye. This formula is really nice. It's a very velvety matte texture. You get a good mix of warm and cool tone shades in this palette. It is really beautiful, and it's great to wear alone or even to pair, which I'm going to do today with some palette that has a bit more of like a party happening, if you know what I mean. So we're going to play with this as well. Okay, next I'm going to go in and I'm going to build a little bit of definition in the crease. We're just going to go up one shade right here, and I'm still using the same brush. It's a large fluffy brush, so this is going to apply it in a very kind of blown out, diffused way. Not a whole lot of definition here, just getting a little bit of structure. We're going to sweep that back and forth into the crease. And I am going to slightly extend the shadow out. I'm just going to try this look on me. I tend to always kind of cut my shadow at the end of my lash line, but today we're going to go for a little bit of an elongated eye, and I'm going to do that by bringing my shadow out. Next up, we're going to go in with this shade right here, which is one shade darker. So we're basically working from this corner over and gradually building. I'm going to pick up this shade, and I'm using a brush that's a little more dense and flat. And I'm going to just kind of pack this on the outer half of my eyelid. So I'm just going to kind of just pack this right on the outer half of my lid, and then kind of bring over till we get to about midway. This is a really beautiful, kind of rich, warm brown shade. Oh, I just love these colors. I think these colors are beautiful for summer, but also fall. They're very like spicy. They remind me of fall shades and palettes. Okay, and then I'm just gonna kind of tap my brush with whatever's left over, kind of sweep it to the inner corner. So basically what I'm doing is I want that to transition nicely to the inner corner, but I don't really necessarily want the inner corner to be strong as we have here. I want it to just lightly fade, because we're gonna go in the inner corner with some fun, some shimmer. And I'm gonna take that first brush we had, and I'm just gonna run it over what we just did. I didn't add any product to this, I'm just running it over. Perfect, so pretty. Okay, for fun, we're gonna dip into the Natasha Denona palette. I did do a video and a full look with this palette, but I wanted to include the hot new products in this video, and I think these two palettes are definitely the palettes that everyone is talking about right now, so I thought it'd be fun just to add. And I also wanted to kind of give you guys an update on this palette. I'm loving this palette, really, really loving it. It is a really great palette for just like basic neutrals. You can, you know, stick with kind of more of the matte shades, but you can easily throw on one of these shimmers or these foiled metallics for like just to take a look from, you know, a 4 to like a 10. So that's what we're gonna do here. I'm actually gonna dip in to the shade Muse, and I'm gonna use my finger. I like to apply these first with my finger, and then I'll go back in with a brush to like really blend it out perfectly. But I like using my finger because it's gonna just kind of apply that product and get it onto the lid. The warmth of your finger and the pressure of your finger are really great for these type of shadows. Oh, so beautiful. That is like beaming. So pretty. It had been a while since I'd purchased a Natasha Denona palette, I feel like. That's pretty. Really beautiful. I think my favorite Natasha Denona palette of this size is the Glam palette. I absolutely love that palette. It's been a while since I've picked it up. I need to dig that one out. I'm just going to take a smaller concealer brush, and I'm just going to softly kind of sweep back and forth over that shadow. I just want, again, that blend to be seamless. I don't want it to be like it is right here, right? It's like matte shimmer, matte shimmer. There's like a clear line of separation. I don't want that clear line. I want it all to just kind of blend in together. I don't really want you to see where it stops and where it starts. So nice. This is also going to soften it too. If you feel like you apply shimmer a little too heavily, you can always go in with a dry, clean brush and just kind of softly sweep it on back and forth, and it'll just slightly soften the look. Okay, there we are. That's really pretty. Okay, so now I have an idea kind of like how much shimmer we have, how much depth we have. I want to go in and deepen it up. So I'm going to go back into the Patrick Ta palette, and we're going to go into this shade right here, just the next one. So we basically just kind of worked our way using these four. And I'm going to use that same small crease brush, and we are going to kind of build a little bit here in the outer corner and layer that just to add a little definition. And just softly run it into the crease. I think my favorite type of look is just a really warm matte eye. Like, I just love these shades. They're just striking on green or blue eyes. And obviously I have green eyes, so it just makes my green eyes just pop. Oh, so gorgeous. Okay, I'm loving. Okay, next we're going to go in and we're going to use the cream formulas here. You get a brown cream and a black cream, and we're going to line the eyes with this. And I'm going to use a tiny little smudge brush. So I'm not going to get a really defined eyeliner from this. I'm really just going to kind of get some richness at the lashes. I've seen people use this as eyeliner, and I've used like little angled brushes and gotten a lot of like sharp definition. I'm going for a different look. So I'm going to just kind of come out here, and I'm really just going to kind of smudge this into my lashes. And I'm going to try and keep it concentrated on the outer half of my lash line right there. So we're not taking it all the way over, especially because this brush is a little big for liner, and I don't have big eyes. I don't have a lot of lid space. If I were to take this brush to the inner corner, it would probably the line would be thicker than I wanted it, and it would kind of ruin all that beautiful shadow work that we did. So I'm just going to focus this right here in the outer half, and you can see that I'm not having to be too careful with it. I'm just working it into the lashes. Pretty. Okay, that's so nice. I'm going to go over it with a shadow too, because why not? This video is all about playing with makeup, so we're going to play with some more makeup. Okay, next I'm going to go back into the Natasha Denona palette, and I'm going to work with this shade right here. It's called Ella, and it is a darker but shimmery, rich brown, and we're just going to kind of run that right on top of that liner. So what is this doing? It's doing a couple things. It's setting that liner, and it's also adding a little bit of shimmer, which is going to kind of soften the liner a little bit. I wish I were going somewhere other than the gym today. Really loving my look. Okay, next we're going to go in and we're going to go back into this palette. We're going to take this shade right here. I'm going to cover this cream up so keep it from drying. And I'm going to go and I'm going to run this on my lower lash line. Pretty. And I'm going to keep my lower lash line light. I'm not going to do much more than this. I just want some definition, but I really want the focus to stay on the upper lid. So we're just going to sweep that back and forth. Then I'm even going to take just a clean brush and like really run that back and forth. I don't have any shadow on this brush. So all that I'm doing right now is I'm just softening that line. Perfect. Okay, lovely. I love makeup. Today is one of those days where I'm just having fun playing in makeup. Okay, how do we feel about this? I think we feel good. I think we feel good. Okay, for lashes, I'm gonna curl my lashes and I'm gonna go in with a new mascara. It's the Benefit Fan Fest mascara, and I'm not gonna use any primer today because I wanna show you guys how amazing this mascara is. It is just like major dramatic results really quickly. It gives lots of volume, tons of length, and it really fans out the lashes, which is probably my favorite benefit of this. So I'm just gonna get right under the base of these lashes, kind of wiggle it back and forth and pull up. Okay, so that is pretty much like one coat, no primer. Really, really beautiful. You can see the lashes are nice and fanned out. They don't look heavy, but there's lots of drama there. It does a great job of giving volume, but still separating the lashes. So they have this more of a wispy effect and wispy look. Oh, so nice. Right in there, go back and forth. I find that if you want like the best results from your mascara, just rest your mascara right at the base of your lashes, kind of rest your eye, like almost close it, wiggle back and forth. So basically what you're doing is you're getting as much product off the brush onto your lashes, then pull up. I love this mascara too because it gives a ton of volume at the base. So you really get this lash that looks thick at the base and then wispy and fanned out at the tip. It's so pretty. It looks like a false lash, like the shape of a false lash, like a natural false lash, you know what I mean? I like to let one coat or one or two coats kind of dry, and then I'll go back for one last coat because today I want like mega drama in my mascara. And because I didn't use a primer. If I were to use a primer, I could probably get by with just two coats, but I want a lot of drama and I didn't use a primer. So do a good coat, let it kind of set for a second, then come back. Look at that. Amazing. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit and put them on my lower lashes. Just a tiny little swipe. I want to keep the lower lashes very soft. So eyes are done. We're going to finish up with lips, and I'm going to do a combo here. I'm using Huda Beauty lip pencil. I'm using one of the Rare Beauties lipsticks in the shade Humble, and then I'm using the new Say Beauty Bounce Lip Gloss Oil Hybrid. Actually, before I go and apply the full lip, I want to show you what this lip oil looks like by itself, because I have a feeling that a lot of people that are purchasing a lip oil like to wear it by itself for just the kind of more minimal, natural look of it and feel of it. So this is the Gloss Bounce High Shine Lip Gloss Oil from Say Beauty. It comes in 6 shades and it's a brand new product, but it already has like a 4.5-star review on Sephora. It's high shine, it's sheer, but it's tinted, so you get a little color, but it is sheer, so it's flexible. So of any of the 6 shades, pretty much anyone can wear all of them. Let me show you what it looks like on the lips. I have been wearing this kind of as my gym lip. Like I have my natural lip color on my lips is kind of like a light purple. I almost look like my lips are a little dead. So I like to put some color and warmth to my lips. And this is really nice. It gives a high shine. It feels like a lip balm and a gloss on the lips. It has a like thicker feeling to it than like a standard lip oil, but it also comes with like a really luxe hydration feeling from it too. And I like the amount of color. It's very light and sheer. Actually, I think I kind of want to leave that. No, I'm going to take it off just because I want to show you a full lip. But it's very beautiful. The color's there, but it does kind of wear, you know, shortly after you apply it to give you just a really nice, like tinted, weightless looking lip. Okay, let me remove this and I'm going to go and apply my lip liner and lipstick. Look how pretty. So pretty. I just wanted to show it on its own since it is a new product and a lot of you guys are talking and asking about it. So I'm going in with the Huda Beauty Lip Contour in the shade Pinky Brown. This is a really nice kind of neutral brownie pink. And I'm going to slightly overline my lips. This formula is very creamy and very pigmented, so it glides on very smoothly. And I like that it is self-sharpening. You don't have to worry about ever needing a sharpener. This is pretty much like my natural lip color, but a little warmer. Perfect. This is a great, great shade. Okay, next we're gonna go in with Humble lipstick. This is one of my favorite of the Rare Beauty lipsticks. It's just a beautiful rosy nude pink. I would say the texture on this is kind of more of like a matte cream. It's actually more matte. Very weightless though, very, very light. Isn't that pretty? That's so beautiful. And then I'm gonna top it with a little bit of the Say lip oil. By the way, this is the shade Bounce. So these are great if you pair it over lipstick. So if you want a lot of color and you want your color to last, you'll definitely wanna wear a lipstick or a lip liner or some other longer wearing lip product underneath it. But alone, it's a really nice tinted hydrating lip oil. Oh, love that. So pretty. So nice. Oh, the last thing I wanted to do, you guys, I talked about this in my favorites. This is the Rare Beauty highlighter in the shade Exhilarate. I know this isn't like a new product, but I do feel like everyone talks about this and raves about this product, and I just recently got it and I've been loving it. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this with a shadow brush, and I'm just gonna run it kind of down the tip of my nose, really slight. I don't want a whole lot. I don't want like metallic highlight. I just want a little bit, and I'm gonna run it underneath my brow and then kind of sweep it onto my orbital bone. Just a little underneath the brow and then on my orbital bone. Even though this is really lightweight, it gives a lot of highlight. And then a little bit on my nose. And actually I'm gonna take a tiny bit and I'm just gonna softly apply it in the inner corner just to kind of light up the eyes. So nice. So this is the finished look. I love the way that it came out. The skin looks matte, controlled shine, but I do have some highlight here on the cheek and down the center of the face, but it's very strategic. So I've got that glow, I've got that highlight, but I don't have this excessive shine. I'm gonna list all the products that I used in the description box down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.